Watch it now.
Hey guys, Cool Crazy Chaos here. I know it's been a while. I've been trying. I know I said I'm gonna commit, but there's just been a lot going on right now. Had some issues with my car, so I'm looking for a new car. I actually got back together with my girlfriend. It's a long story. It's complicated. That's all I have to say. It's complicated. And yeah, there's just a lot going on at work and just life in general. Hold on, I gotta have fun with this. Ah man, loving this thing. Suzuki SV650S. Yeah. Oh man, this light's gonna change on me. I know it. Alrighty. No, this is gonna change. Yeah, it's gonna change. It's all legit if it's yellow, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Didn't hit red, you guys saw it, it was amber. Yeah, I'm a pretty responsible rider, guys, to be honest with you. As you can see, there's no cars, I'm doing it in a situated environment. If there's a lot of traffic, I wouldn't be moving in and out of cars, possibility of someone making a right turn, speed up like that. You gotta be safe. Gotta take it easy. Anyway, so, as I had mentioned before, I want to pretty much let you guys know differences that I've been experiencing between my Kawasaki Ninja 250R to the SV650S. This bike is awesome. I love it. I love the sound. It's like a mixture between a sports bike and a Harley. It's got a nice grumble, especially with the Yoshi exhaust I have on here. I was fortunate enough to pick it up with it already on, so I didn't have to spend the money. And you know what? It's torquey. I like it. You know, it's not like all the other SS bikes where they really don't move too much in the lower end. You really have to have them revved high, almost like the 250, but it's a different level. They have a lot more power, and they're a lot faster. Like this bike here will probably max out around, I'm gonna say, 200 kilometers an hour, and then it's gonna lose power. You know, and when you're in the higher rev range, where an SS would really shine, this bike really isn't gonna do too much. It's fairly consistent. It does have a power band around, I'm gonna say, 8,000 RPM, but it's not as significant and drastic of a power band of an SS bike. I did pick this up for the sheer fact that, you know, it is a sports touring bike, so the insurance is, you know, obviously a lot better than it would be on an SS. My current insurer is State Farm, and they actually don't care if you have a sports touring or super sport. They just base the insurance rates off the size of the engine, so it's being a 650cc versus a 600cc of some of the SS bikes. I'm actually paying more, so I'm going to be looking at other options to try to lower my insurance. You know, when you have a car and, you know, you have rent or a mortgage and, you know, you have all these other expenses, owning a bike is expensive. If it's not, you know, if you're fairly young and you don't have too many expenses, or if you have a disposable income, those aren't factors. But in the end, motorcycles cost money, so regardless of what you get, you know, the gear, the maintenance, you know, there's just so many factors. And you ride a bike so much that, you know, people use the excuse, oh, you're going to save gas, but you're going to be riding your bike 3 to 4 times as much more than you would if you just had a cage. It's just, you enjoy the experience. You're going to get out there, you're going to go, you know, touring, you're going to go on trips, you're going to do night rides. It ends up costing you money. So be prepared for that. Don't believe what people tell you. It's expensive. Another factor, you know, I just wanted to let you guys know that obviously when you end up getting a 600cc 650, this one here is actually fairly heavy. It's not as light as, you know, the Gixxers or CBRs. The wheelbase is longer, so it's, you know, it's not as flickable. One thing, actually there's 2 things that I really had to get used to going from my 250 to this one. A was the torque. It's very powerful down low. You got to be careful with, you know, popping the clutch or giving it a lot of gas. It will go. I had to get used to that, and I also had to get used to the weight. The one thing I pretty much regret not doing on the 250 was kind of working on my body positioning. I kind of would just sit on the seat and counter steer everywhere, and no matter what you did with the throttle, you know, the 250 was so light that, you know, the passenger's weight, you know, was pretty much what was, you know, keeping the line of the bike when you're in a turn. But with a heavier bike, you really actually have to lean off, you have to put your knee out, you gotta shift your head into the turn because you need that extra weight to keep this bike in a line, because it is so heavy. It is also torquey, so you have to be very gentle on the throttle if you ever have to correct your line. You know, it's usually recommended that you drag your rear brake and just keep your throttle where it is, because when you adjust your throttle, especially on a V-twin, it's jerky. You don't want to be jerky whenever you're taking a corner. You know, and if you're trying to avoid something, rather than trying to go wide, try to go a little bit narrow. You know, just extend the lean. Try to look further into the turn, and you will go where you look. Those are all things that you have to get used to, and I highly recommend you do it when you have a smaller bike. You know, just the 250 was so forgivable. Like I can just you know, open and close that throttle in a turn, and you know, because it didn't have all that extra torque, it was nice. It was, you know, it was very, very, very forgiving. There we go. I just have to give the mirror a little bit of a touch up there. It's a little bit off. As you guys can see, I'm actually using my PlaySport. I have it mounted there on a suction mount, and I have it tied to my mirror just in case the suction fails. It can never be too safe. It's been fine so far. I don't think it's gonna have any issues, but you never know. Oh man, the bike is so much fun. I love the sound. It just sounds mean. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so I actually have a couple days off. I don't have too much to do, so I'm just going for a leisurely ride. Taking the bike to Langstaff Road, which is, I guess it's considered Vaughan or north toward Toronto. Whatever. But it's a nice road. It's just south of Highway 7 between Bayview and Yonge Street. And it's usually fairly empty. Sometimes they do have a little bit of gravel on the side there because it is still a developing area somewhat. And for some reason, cops just like to have their donuts and coffee in a public transit station parking lot that's in the area. I guess it's a good hideout for them not to work, right? Plus, they're watching out for hooligans like me. No, but out of all seriousness, you gotta be careful. You gotta be safe. And you gotta wear your gear. Check it out. Like right now, it's like about 34 degrees. It's hot. It's humid. You know, I don't have my top button on my jacket zipped up all the way and clasped shut, but you know, you gotta wear your gear. You know, there was probably a couple days this season where it got really hot. It got up to like 45, 46 degrees Celsius, you know, with the humidity. It was brutal. So yeah, I didn't wear my jacket. I still had my boots and I still had my gloves, and I knew I was taking a risk, but at the same time, what's more of a risk? A heat stroke or the possibility of something happening, you know? So it's a risk assessment. I don't like to ride without my jacket should something happen, but you know, some days call for it. There's just too many idiots on the roads. Just want to give a shout out to another GTA vlogger. 2 balls for bike. 2 balls per bike. Love the name. Very original. He's got a couple of videos. He's got Random Ass Hats 1, and he just came out with Random Ass Hats 2. Check it out. Pretty funny, but you know, just people are just so impatient. They don't look. They're just inconsiderate, and they just don't give a rat's ass. There's just so many idiots out there, and it's not you. It's everyone else. Yeah, biker. Enjoying this weekend. You just gotta be careful. Like I know you guys hear it all the time. Be safe. Do this. Do that. It's like you're not gonna realize the idiots that are on the road with you. It just gets ridiculous. Like, I'm sure day to day you find some people and you go, you know what?